Imagine standing at the finish line before the race has even begun. What if the journey doesn't start with striving, but with already being? To begin correctly, you must begin at the end, the place where your dreams are already realized, where you possess everything you desire. You must become the person who already has what you seek. The truth is, the beginning of anything worthwhile is born not in action, but in consciousness. Creation begins the moment you assume it is done. The world is simply a mirror reflecting the inner state you persist in. If you want a life filled with joy, health, and abundance, the question is not, how will I get there, but can I assume that I am already there? Every great achievement is a result of someone daring to believe it was already complete. When you live from the end, you step into the solution, not the problem. And this act of faith, this bold assumption, bends reality. The moment you embody the feeling of being the person who has already succeeded, unseen forces align to support your vision. The mind can often deceive you into thinking time is real, but time is merely a measure of change. In the realm of imagination, the end and the beginning are one. When you dwell in the fulfilled state of your desires, your subconscious mind accepts it as truth. And when the subconscious believes something to be true, it makes no distinction between imagination and physical reality. You may encounter setbacks along the way, but understand this failure is not a destination. It is merely a shift in circumstances, redirecting you toward the ultimate realization of your vision. Obstacles are not barriers, they are signposts reminding you to return to the end, the place where your dream has already manifested. Release the need to control how things will unfold. That is not your responsibility. Your only task is to live with the conviction that the desire is already yours. Feel it, walk in it, speak from it. When you embody the end, you collapse the distance between what is imagined and what is real. The journey begins where it ends, in the fulfilled state. This is the secret of life, to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and let the world arrange itself accordingly. There is no power outside of you that determines your fate. You are the author, the creator, the finisher. Start with the end in mind. And when you do, you'll realize that the end was never in the future. It was always within you, waiting for you to believe. Everything you experience in the physical world first originates within your mind. Imagination is not just a fleeting mental activity, it is the creative force behind reality. Before any action is taken or results seen, there must first be a vision, a mental image formed in the mind. The outer world is nothing more than a projection of inner consciousness, meaning that what you consistently imagine shapes what unfolds in your life. When you engage your imagination with clarity and feeling, you activate a powerful creative process. The subconscious mind, which governs much of what we experience, cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined event and one that occurs in physical reality. Therefore, what you visualize with faith and emotion becomes imprinted in the subconscious and starts to manifest as conditions, people, and opportunities in your life. This is why people who see themselves as successful, even before achieving anything tangible, tend to attract success. They are creating their reality from within. Imagination is not limited by circumstances, past failures, or current limitations. It transcends what is visible and allows you to live in the realm of possibilities. By imagining the desired outcome, you mentally rehearse a new reality and align yourself with it emotionally. Once your inner state matches the reality you desire, external circumstances begin to rearrange to reflect that vision. To create the life you desire, you must live as if the outcome you seek has already been achieved. This means embodying the emotions, thoughts, and behaviors that align with your fulfilled desire, not in the future, but right now. The power lies in shifting from wanting or waiting to being the version of yourself that already has what you desire. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you mentally move into that reality, and your outer world gradually reshapes to match your inner state. The mistake many make is living from the space of not yet. They believe that once they achieve their goal, they will feel joyful, confident, or successful. But the truth is, the energy you carry in the present moment determines what you attract. If you wait for external evidence before changing your mindset, you remain stuck. You must act, think, and feel as though your dream is already a fact, regardless of your current circumstances. This principle is not about pretending or denying reality, it's about aligning your inner self with the future you want to create. If your goal is abundance, feel abundant now. If it's love, move through the world as someone already deeply loved. You are practicing a shift in identity because reality mirrors identity. Living from the end makes your desire inevitable because you've already become the person for whom that desire is natural. When you live in the feeling of your dream fulfilled, you trigger unseen forces to bring your vision into physical form. Synchronicities, opportunities, and people begin to appear in ways that seem almost miraculous. Time becomes irrelevant because you're no longer waiting for a future event to change your state, you've claimed it now. This alignment shortens the distance between imagination and manifestation, making the dream feel closer and more tangible. Faith is the unseen force that connects where you are now to where you desire to be. It is not mere hope or wishful thinking, but a deep, unwavering conviction that what you have imagined is already true, even if it has not yet materialized in the physical world. Faith allows you to move mentally from a state of lack or struggle into one of fulfillment and abundance, acting as the bridge between your current reality and your desired outcome. The power of faith lies in its ability to collapse doubt and fear. Without faith, you remain trapped in the limitations of your present circumstances, unable to see beyond what your senses tell you. But with faith, you are able to look beyond appearances and believe in possibilities that are invisible to others. Faith is knowing that the unseen is just as real as the seen and, in fact, more powerful, because the unseen shapes the visible world. When you hold on to faith, you remain anchored in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even if external circumstances suggest otherwise. It keeps you steady when obstacles appear, reminding you that setbacks are temporary and part of the process. Faith transforms delays into opportunities for deeper trust and alignment. Through faith, you continue to walk in the identity of the person you wish to become, regardless of what happens around you. Faith eliminates the need to force or manipulate outcomes because it shifts your focus from how things will unfold to the certainty that they already have. As long as you maintain this inner knowing, the path between your current state and the desired state will unfold naturally. Faith ensures that the mental work you do visualizing, feeling, and assuming the end will not be in vain. It is the invisible link that guarantees manifestation, guiding you step by step through circumstances, connections, and events that lead you toward your goal. To achieve the life you want, you must first become the person who already has it. This is the essence of embodying the identity you desire, aligning your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with the version of yourself that exists in your ideal reality. It is not about waiting for external success to change how you think or feel. It's about changing who you are on the inside right now, knowing that reality will rearrange to reflect your new state of being. Every outcome you desire requires a specific version of yourself to attract and sustain it. For example, if you want financial success, you must adopt the mindset, habits, and emotional state of someone who is already financially free. This doesn't mean faking wealth or pretending to be someone you're not. It means consistently thinking, feeling, and acting as though abundance is already part of your life. Similarly, if you desire love, you must embody the traits of someone who is deeply loved and cherished, becoming emotionally available and receptive to connection. The key to embodying a new identity is repetition and consistency. When you repeatedly assume the mindset of the person you want to become, your subconscious mind begins to accept this new identity as true. As your thoughts and emotions shift, your behaviors naturally follow, and you begin attracting situations, people, and opportunities that align with the new version of yourself. Your outer world always mirrors your inner state, so the more deeply you embody your desired identity, the more quickly your reality will change to reflect it. Embodying a new identity also means releasing old patterns and beliefs that no longer serve you. You cannot step into the future while clinging to past versions of yourself. The person you are becoming operates from a different mindset and emotional space, unburdened by limitations or fears that once held you back. This process requires trust, because there will be moments when your current circumstances do not yet align with your new identity. But you must persist. knowing that reality takes time to catch up with the transformation happening within. By embodying the identity you desire, you activate the law of assumption. You assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and act from that state. The more natural this identity feels, the faster your external world reflects it. Success, love, or health won't come as a surprise because you've already been living as the person who has it all along. This is how change becomes effortless, not by chasing outcomes, but by stepping into the version of yourself that makes them inevitable. Consciousness is the foundation of everything you experience. It is not merely awareness, it is the creative force that shapes reality itself. Everything that appears in your outer world is a reflection of the inner state of your consciousness. Your thoughts, emotions, assumptions, and beliefs generate the conditions of your life, making consciousness the only true reality. The physical world, in contrast, is a projection, a temporary manifestation of what you hold in mind. Many people try to change their external circumstances without addressing the root cause, their inner state. They chase after goals, relationships, or material things, hoping that these will bring them fulfillment. However, since the outer world mirrors consciousness, trying to change reality without shifting your inner state is like trying to change a reflection without altering the source. True transformation begins within, by becoming aware of the thoughts and beliefs you consistently hold and adjusting them to align with the life you desire. The secret lies in understanding that reality is fluid and responsive to consciousness. If you hold beliefs of scarcity, fear, or inadequacy, the world reflects these conditions back to you in the form of lack, obstacles, or unsatisfying relationships. On the other hand, if you cultivate thoughts of abundance, love, and confidence, these qualities begin to show up in your life. What you consistently focus on, whether consciously or unconsciously, determines what you experience. You are always creating, whether you realize it or not. The key is to take control of your consciousness by choosing what to dwell on. Every assumption, even those made casually, shapes the reality you encounter. If you assume success is difficult to achieve, it will appear that way. But if you assume that things naturally work out in your favor, circumstances will begin to reflect that belief. Consciousness does not care if your thoughts are positive or negative. It simply brings into being whatever you consistently give attention to. Once you grasp that consciousness is the only true reality, you realize that external circumstances are secondary. This gives you immense freedom, because it means you don't have to react to what currently exists. Instead, you can focus on shifting your inner state, thinking and feeling as though the desired outcome is already real. When your consciousness aligns with your vision, the outer world must adjust accordingly. This is not magic, it is the law of being. You create from within, and what manifests outside is simply a delayed reflection of your inner state. Understanding this puts you in control. You are not a victim of circumstances, but the creator of your experience. Reality is fluid, always changing in response to the evolution of your consciousness. The moment you shift your inner world, the outer world begins to follow. What seems like a solid reality is merely the result of past thoughts and assumptions, nothing more than a projection of the consciousness you carried in previous moments. And just as you shaped your past, you can reshape your future by shifting the focus of your mind today. The more you focus on a problem, the more power you give it. What you hold in your mind expands, and by giving energy to obstacles, fears, or challenges, you unconsciously reinforce them. To create meaningful change, you must shift your focus from the problem to the solution. Dwelling in the solution means mentally residing in the state where the issue has already been resolved. It's about aligning your thoughts and emotions with the outcome you desire, rather than being consumed by what's wrong. When you dwell on a problem, you lock yourself into the mindset that produced it. Worry, frustration, and fear keep you emotionally attached to the issue, blinding you to potential solutions. This negative focus becomes a mental loop, making it harder to see a way out. However, when you shift your consciousness toward the solution, you elevate yourself above the problem. You move into a state of clarity and creativity, opening your mind to new ideas, insights, and opportunities that align with the outcome you want. Living in the solution is not about denying the existence of the problem, it's about refusing to give it control over your thoughts and emotions. Problems are temporary manifestations of past thinking, but solutions emerge from a shift in perspective. When you imagine yourself already living with the solution in place, you start to embody the feelings associated with that reality: relief, peace, joy, and empowerment. These emotions set in motion the forces needed to bring the solution into being. This mental shift is powerful because your subconscious mind responds to what you focus on. If you continually affirm the solution, visualizing the end state as though it is already achieved, your subconscious begins to work toward making that vision a reality. Opportunities, connections, and insights will naturally flow to you because you are aligned with the energy of the solution rather than the resistance of the problem. Dwelling in the solution also changes how you act. When you mentally rehearse success, you approach challenges with more confidence and creativity. You no longer see obstacles as roadblocks, but as part of the process leading toward the outcome. Solutions become easier to access because your mind is calm, focused, and expectant of positive results. The energy you carry shifts from anxiety and doubt to trust and assurance. This way of thinking requires practice. Problems often demand attention and can feel urgent, but it's crucial to direct your thoughts toward the desired outcome. Ask yourself, what does the solution feel like? What would I do if the issue were already resolved? By answering these questions and holding that vision, you mentally place yourself in the state where the problem no longer exists. And once you dwell in that state consistently, the outer world must conform to reflect it. The subconscious mind is the driving force behind most of your thoughts, actions, and experiences, but it does not operate through logic or reasoning. It responds to repetition. Whatever you consistently think, say, or visualize becomes deeply embedded in the subconscious, shaping your beliefs, habits, and ultimately your reality. Repetition is the process by which you plant seeds in the mind, ensuring that they take root and grow into patterns that influence your life. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is real and imagined. It simply absorbs what you feed it repeatedly. When you expose yourself to the same thoughts, emotions, or mental images over time, the subconscious accepts them as truth and works to bring them into manifestation. This is why repetitive affirmations, visualizations, and mental rehearsals are so effective. Each repetition strengthens the belief or idea until it becomes part of your identity and begins to influence your actions naturally. Habits are formed through this same process of repetition. Whether consciously or unconsciously, every repeated thought and behavior rewires your brain, making it easier to act in alignment with those patterns in the future. If you continuously dwell on empowering thoughts such as success, abundance, or confidence, your subconscious begins to assume these as facts, and you start behaving in ways that attract matching experiences. On the other hand, if you allow negative thoughts to dominate through repetition, the subconscious will mirror those beliefs and create obstacles, reinforcing a cycle of limitation. Repetition also plays a key role in shifting limiting beliefs. Many people struggle to change because their old thought patterns are deeply ingrained in the subconscious. However, through consistent repetition of new empowering beliefs, the old programming can be overwritten. The key is persistence. At first, the mind may resist the new ideas, but with enough repetition, the subconscious starts to accept them, creating new patterns that replace the old ones. The emotions you attach to your thoughts during repetition amplify their effect. When you repeat an idea with strong feelings such as joy, excitement, or gratitude, it imprints more deeply in the subconscious. This emotional charge acts like a magnet, accelerating the manifestation of your desires. This is why it is not enough to merely repeat words or thoughts mechanically. They must be accompanied by a genuine emotional connection to the desired outcome. Repetition is not just about positive affirmations. It applies to all forms of mental input. Every conversation you engage in, every image you visualize, and every belief you entertain repeatedly feeds the subconscious. This is why it's essential to be intentional about what you allow into your mind. The repetition of empowering thoughts leads to growth and transformation, while repeated negative thoughts maintain the status quo. Mastering the power of repetition means taking deliberate control of your inner dialogue. By consciously repeating the thoughts, images, and feelings that align with your desired reality, you can reprogram your subconscious to work in your favor. Over time, these repeated inputs become automatic, and you will find yourself thinking, acting, and attracting in ways that naturally align with the life you want to create. Time, as we perceive it, is a construct of the physical world, a way to measure the unfolding of events linearly. However, when it comes to creation, time is an illusion. In the realm of consciousness, there is no past or future, only the eternal now. What you experience as the future is not something that lies ahead waiting to be reached. It already exists as a potential reality within your consciousness, waiting for you to align with it. Creation does not happen over time, but in the moment you assume something to be true. The moment you accept an idea in your mind and embody it emotionally, it is created. While it may take time for this inner reality to manifest in the physical world, the creative act itself happens instantly. There is no delay in the mental realm. It is only the limitations of the physical plane that give the impression that time must pass before your desires are realized. Many people fall into the trap of thinking that manifestation is something that will happen someday. This mindset pushes the fulfillment of desires into the future, making it perpetually out of reach. But when you understand that time is irrelevant to creation, you realize that everything you want already exists as a present possibility. The key to manifesting it is to live in the end, now, mentally and emotionally placing yourself in the state where your desire is already fulfilled. When you fully embody the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you collapse the illusion of time. You no longer operate from a place of waiting for things to happen. Instead, you carry the inner conviction that what you desire is happening. In this state, the passage of time becomes irrelevant, because you are no longer trying to make things happen. You are simply expressing the reality that already exists within you. From this alignment, events and circumstances unfold naturally, without force or struggle. The illusion of time also causes people to believe they are separated from their desires by external conditions. They think, I need more time to become successful, or I'll be happy when things change. But creation is not subject to these delays. When you align your consciousness with the outcome you desire, you are effectively shifting realities. You step into a new version of yourself, one who already has what you want, and from that state, the world rearranges to reflect your inner reality. Understanding that time is an illusion frees you from impatience and doubt. You no longer worry about when things will manifest, because you know they are already complete within you. This allows you to relax and trust the process, knowing that what is real in your consciousness must eventually appear in your outer experience. Creation is not about waiting for the right time, it's about realizing that the right time is always now. Letting go of how your desires will manifest is essential in the process of creation. When you focus too much on the specific way something must happen, you limit the infinite possibilities available to bring your vision to life. The how is not your responsibility. Your only task is to assume the end state, feel as if your desire is already fulfilled, and trust that it will unfold naturally. The moment you surrender control over the method of manifestation, you allow unseen forces to align events, people, and circumstances in ways you could never plan or predict. The need to control the how often comes from fear or doubt. When you worry about the specific path your desire must take, you are telling yourself that the outcome depends solely on your effort or logic. This rigid mindset creates resistance because it places your focus on obstacles and uncertainties. But creation happens through alignment, not effort. Once you align your consciousness with the end result, the process takes on a life of its own, often in ways that defy logic or expectation. Letting go does not mean you stop caring about your desire or give up on it. It means releasing the mental grip that insists things must happen in a particular way. When you obsess over how something will come to pass, you constrict the flow of possibilities. But when you trust that your vision is already complete on the unseen level, you become open to paths you might never have imagined. This surrender creates space for divine timing, synchronicities, and unexpected opportunities to guide you. Often the things you desire manifest through paths that are hidden from your current awareness. Life has a way of orchestrating events perfectly. Even when things appear to be going wrong, what seems like a delay or detour might actually be the most direct route to your goal. By holding on to a fixed idea of how things should unfold, you could miss these subtle opportunities that are working in your favor. This trust in the process requires faith. You don't need to know how your dream will become reality, only that it will. When you truly let go, you act and think as though the outcome is already assured. This inner certainty draws experiences to you effortlessly, and the universe responds by aligning circumstances in ways you could never have planned. The how is the domain of higher intelligence, which knows the best and most efficient path toward your desired outcome. The beauty of letting go is that it relieves you from anxiety and control. You no longer waste energy worrying about every step along the way. Instead, you stay centered in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, trusting that everything is unfolding perfectly. From this place of calm assurance, your actions become inspired rather than forced. You take the right steps at the right time, not because you are trying to force the outcome, but because you are intuitively guided toward what aligns with your vision. Letting go is a sign of confidence. It says, I trust that what I have imagined is already mine, and I don't need to interfere with the process. When you release the how, life flows more easily. Opportunities arise naturally, people show up at the right moments, and what you seek finds its way to you not through struggle, but through alignment. Failure, as commonly understood, is often viewed as a definitive endpoint or a negative reflection of one's abilities. However, when you examine it closely, you will realize that failure is merely an illusion of the present moment. It is a perception shaped by the mind that stems from comparisons, expectations, and the belief that outcomes must align with a specific vision of success. In reality, failure is not a fixed state, but a temporary experience, a stepping stone on the journey of creation and growth. When you encounter setbacks or disappointments, it's easy to label them as failures, causing you to dwell in feelings of inadequacy or defeat. However, this mindset constricts your potential and limits your understanding of the creative process. In truth, every successful person has faced what society deems as failure. These experiences do not define their worth, rather, they serve as opportunities for learning, refining skills, and adjusting perspectives. What appears as failure is often simply feedback, a chance to pivot and recalibrate your approach. The illusion of failure becomes even more apparent when you recognize that every outcome carries value. Each setback provides invaluable lessons that contribute to your personal growth and understanding. When you see failure as part of the creative process, you shift your focus from the negative emotions associated with it to the insights you can gain. This perspective allows you to transform what seems like a failure into a powerful teacher, guiding you closer to your goals. The notion of failure is often rooted in the belief that there is a singular path to success. This belief limits your vision, making you resistant to exploring alternative routes that may ultimately lead to better outcomes. When you release the attachment to a specific idea of success, you free yourself from the constraints of failure. You open yourself to a broader range of experiences, allowing your journey to unfold in ways that you might not have initially considered. Embracing the illusion of failure means recognizing that your self-worth is not contingent on external results. Your value is inherent and independent of any single outcome. When you detach your identity from perceived failures, you cultivate resilience and a deeper sense of self-confidence. You learn to move forward with determination, understanding that setbacks are not personal indictments, but rather a natural part of the exploration process. This realization also empowers you to adopt a mindset of experimentation. Instead of fearing failure, you begin to view each attempt as an opportunity to discover what works and what doesn't. In this state of mind, you are less likely to be paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes. Instead, you become more willing to take risks, innovate, and challenge yourself. The more you embrace this mindset, the more you will see that each experience contributes to your growth and evolution. The illusion of failure diminishes when you choose to focus on the journey rather than the destination. Life is not a linear path, it is a rich tapestry of experiences, lessons, and transformations. By reframing your understanding of failure, you begin to appreciate that every twist and turn has its purpose. Instead of labeling moments of difficulty as failures, you see them as integral components of your story, necessary chapters that lead you to your ultimate success. Failure is not the end, but a part of the continuous cycle of growth and creation. It is the illusion of the present that can be transcended by adopting a perspective rooted in possibility, learning, and resilience. When you let go of the fear of failure, you embrace the fullness of your journey, opening yourself to a world where every experience, success, or setback serves to propel you forward. As we conclude this exploration of the illusion of failure, let us remember that each setback, each perceived misstep, is not a definitive end, but a valuable part of our journey. Life is not about avoiding failure, it is about embracing the lessons it brings and recognizing that every experience shapes us into who we are meant to become. So, in the grand tapestry of our existence, failure is merely a thread that weaves resilience, wisdom, and growth into our story. When we shift our mindset and view failure not as a barrier but as a stepping stone, we unlock the potential for transformation and create space for new possibilities. Let us carry forward the understanding that our worth is not determined by our successes or failures, but by our ability to rise, learn, and continue moving toward our dreams. Remember, the greatest achievements often emerge from the ashes of what we once considered failure. So dare to embrace your journey fully. Trust the process, cultivate resilience, and allow your experiences, both triumphs and challenges, to guide you toward the greatness that lies within. In every moment, you have the power to redefine your narrative. Stand tall, let go of the illusion of failure, and step boldly into the limitless possibilities that await you. Your journey is just beginning, and the best is yet to come.